travel bug, and today we are in the hillside town of Agrigento, Sicily.
So Agrigento is on the south side of Sicily, near the south coast, and people come here to visit the World UNESCO Heritage Site of the Valley of the Temples, some of the oldest Greek temples in all of the Mediterranean, dating back to the 6th century BC.
So we're going to take you around and show you some of the temples, and we're also going to take you through the little town of Agrigento. And yes, looking forward to our visit here.
Let's go check it out.
Got us some paninis and some pastries, and it's only €4 for these big sandwiches, so you can eat on a budget when you come to Italy. Just go to the bakeries and take away. This one it's vegetarian, and it looks like some kind of a bun with some tomatoes, some zucchini, some arugula baked inside, and this one also is some type of a bun. She said prosciutto, and I'm guessing some cheese maybe as well, but this was €2 and this was €2, so definitely a great way to try and stay on a budget. But not only is it on a budget, but it looks amazing. So this is what's inside. It looks like prosciutto and cheese. It's like a fresh sandwich, but already baked and warmed up for you, so the cheese is all melted. Excellent.
So we just walked down from Agrigento to go to the Valley of the Temples gate, but Google Maps says it was only a 30-minute walk and 1.5 kilometers, but there's probably 1.5 kilometers straight downhill and maybe another 1.5 kilometers to get to the entrance that is closed. So we found some very lovely people who had offered to help us get to the correct gate. So we're just on our way to the correct gate. In hindsight, we wish we would have gotten the car. So there is parking at the entrance of the Valley of the Temples.
I think it's €2 an hour, and quite frankly, you can walk from the city. We took the wrong direction and walked about an extra 4 kilometers out of our way. Google took us to the wrong location. From here, from this location back to town, it's about 3.2 kilometers, so 53-minute walk uphill.
Uphill.
I would probably drive next time. There is parking. Maybe in the summer it might be difficult, but right now in low season it's pretty straightforward. So luckily for us, we were saved by some local Italians that were also walking and helped us out. So we're extremely grateful. And now we're about to go inside the Valley of the Temples and see what it's all about.
Thought we'd save $5 and not bring the car down and park, but that was a fail. This is why we have this channel, is so that we can teach you the mistakes not to do.
Take a taxi, drive your car, go with a friend.
Hitch a ride.
I would probably do that.
Or take a bus. I'm sure there's a bus.
Or maybe there's a bus, but we see people standing on the side of the road hitchhiking to go back into town. And some locals picking them up.
And that's what we're gonna do.
So we just came into the Valley of the Temples, and they have this vending machine here, and Jim just had a fall. It's kind of funny, we walk in and there's a pharmacy right here. I guess he's probably not the only one to have a little tumble, but just to know.
So the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, Sicily is a World UNESCO Heritage Site, and it is known for some of the most preserved Greek temples of its time. Now, construction of this archaeological site began in the 5th century BC, and it's home now to 9 of the most well-preserved Greek temples of ancient times. So behind me is the Temple of Juno or Hera, and this is a temple where they did a lot of sacrifices, built between 450 and 460 BC. So when you get into the entrance, there is a pathway, and it is about a 2.5 kilometer path all the way down if you start at the top gate, and then 2.5 k's back. So definitely prepare for a big step day today.
It helps when you already go 4.7 kilometers out of your way before you even get here. So it's going to be a good day.
Bring water and maybe a hat and sunscreen. Don't do what I do. In the background you see the city of Agrigento, which is where we are staying. So right on top of the mountain is where we started our walk today. So good leg day. So you can purchase an audio guide here at the park. Now that's about 4 to 5 euros, I believe, for the audio guide. However, we had a tip prior to coming that every single one of the temples has a full write-up on what the temple is in French, Italian, and English. So we chose not to do the audio guide because we just read everything when we get there. You probably get a little more in-depth on the audio guide. If you opt out, don't worry, you'll still be able to read what the temple is about. Back in Greek times, they invented the first pizza oven. So this was used by the Greeks as a southern wall, and later by the Christians as a cemetery in this area. So these are the ancient Christian cemetery facts. The site spans 1,300 hectares, making it one of the largest archaeological sites in all of the Mediterranean. This building is in Doric style, 440 to 430 BC, and is founded on a base with 4 steps, 6 columns at the front and back, and 13 along the sides. The interior of this temple was divided into 3 rooms, a central room, which was preceded by a porch, and followed by a room at the rear. Both has 2 columns in the front.
So when in Italy, you have to come and enjoy an ancient ruin patio and a glass of wine, of course. Cheers.
So the Temple of Heracles, not Hercules, is the oldest temple in this archaeological park, dating back to the 6th century BC. The Temple of Zeus was built to honor the god Zeus, and it was built in the mid-6th century BC. This is what they figure the temple looked like right here. And then you can see that they have these huge statues.
They think we're here?
Oh, the pillars, yeah. What they think these pillars are these bodies that were holding up the pillars, so.
Oh, that's crazy.
Here's an example of one of the columns and the pillars. These boulders are huge. Currently inside the Temple of Zeus, and at its time it was the largest temple in all of Sicily. On video, this is probably just looking like a bunch of rocks, but when you're walking around here, it's so awe-inspiring of the energy and how this was all created at one time.
The energy of what stood here before is hard to describe, and the pictures don't ever really show what you're seeing. But it's something that's so crazy to us on how things this large and this scale could have been built back in those times. But it's kind of like other temples we've seen. You can't explain it. You have to just visit it because there's an energy that goes along with all of this era.
That's the part that doesn't come across on the camera, is that when you're walking around and seeing the scale of this stuff, it's just like
you
so
feel more in awe.
mind-blowing.
You're almost speechless, I would say.
Oh,
I know I haven't said too much through these temples, but I'm so glad that we came, and I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to come see these things at this time, and all the people that have worked so hard to restore and discover what it was all about.
More than just old rocks, because you do feel it. Just have to figure out how to get back to the top of that hill way up there.
The toppest point is the church where we're staying, the highest point. Yeah, it should be fun.
Let's do it.
3 kilometers straight uphill.
Well, partner, we did it.
Almost there. Just another kilometer straight up will be good. Time for a gelato.
Time for a gelato, followed by a wine maybe. However, proud of us. That was a hard uphill walk. Fitbit's telling me I did good, so we're about 17,000 steps all the way up.
So now we're going to show you the Turkish steps.
The Turkish steps are about a 10-minute drive from Agrigento, and they're known for the white steps that are formed by the wind and the waves to contrast the blue Mediterranean Sea. Steps are composed of soft white sedimentary rock called marl, which has been shaped by natural elements over time. The name Turkish steps is believed to have originated from the historical raids by the Turkish pirates who used this area as a hiding spot. The unique stair-like structure is a result of wind and wave erosion over centuries. The steps are renowned for their striking white color, which contrasts with the blue Mediterranean Sea. It's a popular destination for tourists, offering opportunities for walking, climbing, enjoying the panoramic sea views. The site has been proposed for an inclusion in the UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites. So it looks like due to landslides, they've closed the area off so you can no longer go into the Turkish steps to walk up them. I think that was a concern with the tourism, breaking down the steps and stuff. So cool to look at. Definitely contrast the Mediterranean Sea, and they are white. I have to check. Like I said, it's a stop off on the way to Trapani, and it's about a 10-15 minute drive from Agrigento. So here in Agrigento, we stayed in the heart of Old Town, which is right up on the cliffs. It's high up, narrow streets, hard to park, but central to everything here in town. So it was easy to walk down the stairs and get to all the restaurants. We're gonna show you what we stayed in for $65 Canadian a night here in the off season, here in Agrigento. So I'll just show you our Airbnb. So we come in, we got a nice little kitchen area, little table, workstation, little couch to relax on, the bathroom there, and a nice double bed. Pretty spacious. So we're just checking out, and we had a great couple days here. Off season, definitely cheaper than obviously during peak season. Very comfortable, cute little place, and in the heart of everything here in Old Town. So other than the steps to walk down and the steps to walk back at night, it's not too bad, but that's an easy walk.
So we don't know if this is unique to every place like this that we've seen, but if you walk around these cities in Italy, and we did see them in Portugal as well, there's these little tiny central places. Shit.